So Chris, how many years has it been since you opened the doors here?
So it'll be 4 years in late November.
Wow, man, it's crazy to think. I remember the first time that drove me through the doors, I saw a surfboard in the window, just thinking like, what is this place, man? I got to check this out. So, man, what inspired it? Like, what was it? Okay, Doylestown, surf shop, skate shop, like.
So I've lived in Doylestown since 2003. I've worked retail my entire life, and this was always the end game, you know, the end goal. And so I was out of a job. I was looking for jobs, and I was like, there's no way I'm going back to corporate retail. Like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm done. And I didn't want to start, you know, I was 40 years old, you know, 39, whatever it was. And I was like, I'm not going to start in base level someplace, you know, so no time, no better time than then, you know? So for me, I was just like, I'm going to bring it here. Everybody here like goes to the beach all summer long. So why don't we have anything here that offers, you know, legit surf culture brands?
You know, you see this culture kind of building in Doylestown of like people with surfboards on the cars, and what's crazy now, man, is I see like Nomad stickers on the back of cars, and people with Nomad hats and Nomad shirts, and my first thing that goes in my mind is like, does that person surf? Like, do they surf or they just support the brand? Which either way is totally cool.
It's definitely a little bit of both. I mean, we're like, we have like some pretty diehard core customers that are out there doing it, you know, often. But people like to support local too. So we gotta like, you know, might be the parent of like some skater kids or little surfers or something. So, you know, it's growing for sure.
I love this business, and you know, I'm thankful for people like you that kind of drive this in the culture to like keep this alive. It's funny, like 80s and 90s surfing, skate culture had like this bad rep. It was like this thing you didn't do. It was like, you know, where are these like hardcore enthusiasts headed? But like now it's like you look at it and it's $1 billion industry. I mean, even more so. And the fact that these kids are being excited about this stuff, that's a good thing. You know?
It is a good thing. I mean, they've done so many studies on like how skating and I mean surfing could as well, and it does, like increases confidence and stuff, because it's not something you can't walk up with a skateboard, you know, your first day and you're ollieing off the stair sets or whatever. You have to learn to fail and be okay with that in order to succeed, you know. And you know, I think that's like, it's so good for these kids around here.
So have you felt like the support from the community and it's been like
I mean, otherwise we wouldn't be around. You know, we opened our doors 3 months before the pandemic, you know, before the shutdown. And so obviously, obviously, like if there wasn't support from the community, like there would be no Nomad, you know. It was one of those things where it's like, you know, none of us saw it coming. You know, I especially did not see that coming. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, because, you know, if I saw that coming, I might have been like, oh, I'm not going to open a business now. We're all, you know. So, you know, I've definitely learned a lot.
There's a culture here. Like there needs to be a shop to support it.
Totally. I mean, you know, I do all my surfing early in the morning. You know, I'm never there during the day because it was before work, you know, all that stuff. So I would go down and I would need wax. I would need a leash, whatever it was, like something basic and simple, but I couldn't get it because like I would be out of there before any shops were open. And, you know, so like I sell a ton of wax and leashes and stuff like that.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, because you can get it. Like, hey, there's surf tomorrow. I'm going to go surf. Oh, I don't have any wax for my board, or I need to change my wax, whatever it is. Cool. You know, it gets them in the door.
So, man, has anyone come in here and just grab the board? You know, it's like the first time you've never skated and they walk out the door just, you know, stoked.
Yeah, a lot of first-time skaters, you know, young and old. And it's awesome, like, setting up a little board for, like, a little kid, and then, you know, dad's getting a setup and or mom's getting a setup, and, you know, the whole family's now skating. It's so fun to watch happen.
Yeah, I love seeing families all over town with Nomad, you know, stickers, hats, and shirts and stuff, and just sporting the brand. And I mean, this is awesome. This collab, you said this is like an art collab with a buddy of yours, or?
Yep. My friend Adam helped me out with the roses here. Adam Barabas, he does a lot of photography for us here. So we used this on some t-shirts, and then we put it on the board, you know, and for me, it's like, it's so special to have friends and artists come in, like local artists, and to do all this stuff to add to like the whole community. You know, it's like, I feel proud to be able to give everyone else exposure, you know?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Definitely. The co-branding is so cool, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I love like just, you know, going through town and seeing surfboards through windows, you know, sometimes for like a split second, it makes me think like, okay, here, we're at the beach or something, you know? But that's what's so cool about this shop, is that you don't have to be at the beach to kind of celebrate the culture and like, you know, what it all represents.
And I know Doylestown you know, is down at Long Beach Island right now. They're down at Ocean City and Sea Isle. So it's, you know, it just gives them that, like, when they're home, it gives them that place where they can like feel like they're at the beach.
Yeah, for sure. And then definitely like just gives back to the surf culture a little bit as well. And kind of, I don't know, it excites me when I drive by. I'm like, I got to get water,
Oh, yeah.
you know?
I can't tell you how many times I've had surfboards in the window and I see people walk by and this look on their face like, wait, what? So, you know, it brings them in, and it's cool to have that conversation.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And, you know, so like big picture, like what are you thinking? Like what is Nomad to you, man?
Nomad's going to be a brand. You know, that's what I'm working on. You know, we do a lot of our own t-shirts and hats and things like that. You know, I do see it expanding at some point. You know, I'm trying to be slow and a little methodical about it, so I don't, like, you know, go too big too fast type of thing, you know? But yeah, I want to see it on people, you know, like I feel like it's a part of, like, it's a culture, you know, it's art, it's music, it's skate, it's camp, it's surf, it's, you know, road trip travel. So I want to see it, you know, just expand. Yeah,
man. I mean, I think honestly, you're doing so much for the culture of this town in terms of, like, you know, the youth. I keep mentioning that, but I think it's so important that, you know, that kids can dream and they can see the big picture of things, of like, oh wow, so this is what it means to be a surfer. It doesn't mean I have to be a professional surfer. There's so many outlets to it, whether it's owning a brand or
I talk to people all the time about how, like, you know, everybody has this misconception that unless you're sponsored or pro or whatever, that you're not good. You know, and I'm like, listen, are you out there? Are you surfing? Are you on a skateboard? Yeah.
You're having fun.
You're having fun, then you're doing it. You're doing what's supposed to happen. I'm a good skater. I'm probably a mediocre surfer for 20 something years. But you know what? I love it. It's my life and it's my passion and defined who I am.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Dude, Chris, thanks so much.
Of course. This shop is literally for anybody. I don't care if you're pro, I don't care if you're sponsored, like, never touched something. Come in here and, you know, you're welcome.